Peace, everyone. So I want to do a quick video on disease, um, give you guys a little bit of what disease is, what causes some diseases, and some of the well-known diseases that people face around the world. I will be uploading this video in parts due to Instagram only allowing the video to be up to 10 minutes. Some people have been asking me about a YouTube channel that's coming soon. Just have a few things that I'm working on. So let's get right into it. So disease, it comes from an early 14th century word, which means discomfort, inconvenience, distress, trouble, lack, misfortune, sickness, restricted pathological sense of sickness, illness, to make uneasy, inflict pain, to infect with disease, make ill, a disorder of structure or function in a human, animal, plant, especially one that produce specific location and is not simply a direct result of physical injury. A few other definitions that I came across for disease is the effort of the body to eliminate waste, mucus, and toxins, and this system assists nature in the most perfect and natural way. Not the disease, but the body is to be healed. It must be cleaned, freed from waste and foreign matter, from mucus and toxins accumulated since childhood. Another definition, inherited weaknesses are cellular codes that set the condition of tissue and how it responds to life. Toxicity is a broad range term that includes many things, from mucus accumulation from dairy foods, irritants, and complex sugars, to chemical toxic metal and mineral deposits. Okay, next we have pathogens. Pathogen. A pathogen or infectious agent is a biological agent that causes disease or illness to its host. A virus. A virus is a microorganism that is smaller than a bacterium that cannot grow or reproduce apart from a living cell. A virus invades living cells and uses their chemical machinery to keep itself alive and to replicate itself. Viruses may contain either DNA or RNA as their genetic material. Yeast is a single-cell fungus that ferments sugar to produce alcohol and carbon dioxide. Fungi. Any of a wide variety of organisms that reproduce by spores, including the mushrooms, molds, yeast, and mildews. The spores of most fungi grow a network of slender tubes called hyphae. They spread into and feed off of dead organic matter or living organisms. Last but not least, parasites is an organism that lives in or on an organism of another species, its host, and benefits by deriving nutrients at the other's expense. Okay, next we have the mucous membrane, which is a membrane that lines various cavities in the body and covers the surface of internal organs. Some mucous membranes secrete mucus, a thick protective fluid. The purpose of the membrane is to stop pathogens and dirt from entering the body and to prevent bodily tissues from becoming dehydrated. It also plays a role in absorbing and transforming nutrients. The mucous membrane also protects the body from itself. The mucosa in the stomach protects it from the stomach acid, and the mucosa lining the bladder protects the underlying tissue from urine. Some mucous membrane disorders are yeast infections, canker sores, and herpes. Niacin and vitamin A are essential to help maintain the mucous membrane. So niacin is a cholesterol production. It helps convert food into energy, helps with digestion, and helps with the nervous system function. So we also said vitamin A. So vitamin A, it helps with growth and development, immune function, reproduction, red blood cell formation, skin and bone formation, and it helps with vision. So I have a definition here for mucus, but I have an even better one that I didn't put on here. So I want to read that one. So mucus is a mixture of saliva and phlegm, which is a thick substance secreted by the mucous membrane of the respiratory passage, which in excess is caused by the common cold, environment pollutants, which are car exhaust, wood smoke, industrial exhaust, cigarette smoke, mold, pet fur, household chemicals, milk, hot peppers, meat, tobacco, dairy, eggs, processed food, etc. Mucus also provides lubrication and protection from any pollutants to the body. So, of course, there's a lot of things going around that's saying mucus is the cause of all diseases, which is partially true, but mucus is in the body to help the body. So when it starts to get in excess, then you have an issue going on there. So some people always ask me, what can I do to eliminate all the mucus in the body? The body wasn't designed to be mucusless free. So the mucus is there to protect the body from itself and from anything on the outside trying to get in that would cause damage to the body. So we just have to keep the amount of mucus down. And some of the things that I mentioned are reasons for mucus. Okay, next we have nutrition. Let's start with malnutrition, which is a condition that results from eating a diet in which one or more nutrients are either not enough or are too much, such that the diet causes health problems. It may involve calories, protein, carbohydrates, vitamins, or minerals. Not enough nutrients is called undernutrition or undernourishment, while too much is called overnutrition. Extreme undernourishment, known as starvation, may have symptoms that include a short height, thin body, very poor energy levels, swollen legs, and abdomen. People often get infections and are frequently cold. Undernourishment is most often due to not enough high-quality food being available to eat. This is often related to high food prices and poverty. A lack of breastfeeding may contribute, as may a number of infectious diseases. Common micronutrients deficiencies include a lack of iron, iodine, and vitamin A. In some developing countries, overnutrition in the form of obesity is beginning to present within the same communities as undernutrition. Breastfeeding can reduce rates of malnutrition and death in children. In young children, providing food in addition to breast milk between 6 months and 2 years of age improves outcome. Some long-term measures to improve nutrition include improving agriculture practices, reducing poverty, and improving sanitation. So I mentioned breastfeeding. So I came across some information that says breastfeeding. The health professionals recommend that breastfeeding begin within the first hour of a baby's life and continue as often and as much as the baby wants. There's an estimated of 820,000 children that die under the age of 5, which could be prevented globally every year with the increase of breastfeeding. Breastfeeding decreases the risk of respiratory tract infections, diarrhea. It lowers the risk of asthma, food allergies, type 1 diabetes, leukemia, cognitive development, and decreased risk of obesity in adulthood. It helps the uterus shrink, breast cancer, cardiovascular disease, and arthritis. Breastfeeding has a number of benefits to both mother and baby, which infant formulas lack. If you are breastfeeding, a few herbs that can help with the production of breast milk are blessed thistle, and I believe nettle is good for that as well. Okay, protein. So a lot of people that are on a plant-based diet might hear from other people that aren't where they get their protein. And you can tell them you get your protein from the same place the animals they consume get their protein from, which would be plants. Um, Not all plants are good to eat. I have a food list that if you're interested in, you can reach out to me and I will send it to you via email. And lastly, too much protein, regardless if it's from a plant source or an animal source, is not good for you. So let's get into protein and cellular inflammation. Nitrogen amine based proteins cause inflammation in cell tissues, over acidity and over alkalinity in blood plasma and blood cells. Nitrogen is the lead cause of inflammation. Nitrogen amines proteins are toxic substances. Deamination is the removal of amino group from a molecule. Deamination takes place primarily in the liver. Glutamate, proteins broken down by digestion become fuel, is also deamination in the kidneys. With excess protein intakes, deamination is used to break down amino acids for energy. The amino group is removed from the amino acids and converted to ammonia. The rest of the amino acid is mostly carbon and hydrogen and is recycled for energy. Ammonia is toxic to the human body. Enzymes convert into urea, uric acid, which takes place in the liver. Uric acid is removed via the urine. So, if you would like to increase your urination, you can to remove the urea and uric acid from the body. You can take nettle leaf and dandelion leaf. Take that as a tea, and you will notice that you increase your urination to remove this toxin out of your body, ammonia. High protein diets cause high white blood cell counts. High white blood cell count may indicate the immune system is working to destroy an infection. High white blood cell counts could indicate an infection, stress, inflammation, trauma, allergy, or certain diseases. So if you see here in this picture, we have an individual who on the left, their left foot and ankle is swollen or inflamed, while their right seems to be normal. I'm not sure why the left foot is inflamed, but in some cases, if you get a sprained ankle or a broken bone, the body will cause inflammation in order to protect your body from the injury. The lymphatic system. The lymphatic system, lymph fluid picks up the trash from each cell, which includes excessive unused proteins, salts, gases, toxins, urea, fats, glucose, hormones, steroids, unused nutrients, artificial vitamins, parasites, chemical drugs, medication, unused minerals, dying body cells, and fats from small intestinal tract and liver. Many of the foods people routinely eat clog and overburden the lymphatic system. Colds, flu, allergies, sinus congestion, bronchitis, lung issues, pneumonia, asthma, mumps, tumors, boils, lymphomas, skin rashes, dandruff are nothing more than an overburdened, congested lymph system. All dairy products, refined carbohydrates, toxin chemicals, foreign proteins cause excessive mucus production. Once the body becomes over bombarded with this mucus from the lymphatic system, it can block proper cellular function, causing hypoactivity of the respective organ or gland. Kidneys. The kidneys are two bean-shaped organs that extract waste from blood, balance body fluids, form urine, and aid in other important functions of the body. They reside against the back muscles in the upper abdominal cavity. They sit opposite each other on either side of the spine. The right kidney sits a little bit lower than the left to accommodate the liver. When it comes to the components of the urinary system, the kidneys are multifunctional powerhouses of activity. Some of the core actions of the kidneys include waste excretion, water level balancing, blood pressure regulation, red blood cell regulation, acid regulation. Some symptoms of kidney problems are trouble sleeping, fatigue, the inability to concentrate, dry, itchy skin, increased or decreased urination, blood in the urine, foamy urine, puffiness around the eyes, foot or ankle swelling, and a reduced appetite. The liver. The function of the liver is to get rid of toxins from the blood. Obviously, like the kidneys, the sound and healthy functioning of the liver is of great importance to the proper functioning of the rest of your body systems. The liver also processes nutrients in the blood into forms that your body can use, produces necessary proteins and cholesterol, and converts glucose into glucogen, a substance deposited in bodily tissues as a store of carbohydrates. Can you impair the proper functioning of the liver? Yes. Poor diet and excessive alcohol intake can impair the functioning of the liver and even cause significant and permanent damage. Viral infections and environmental toxins can also cause liver damage. When the liver fails to filter toxins from the blood properly, it can cause malnutrition and weight loss. Some symptoms of liver problems are dark urine color, skin and eyes appearing yellow, which could be jaundice, swelling in the legs and ankles, chronic fatigue, nausea, and vomiting. The intestinal system. Waste from digestion are eliminated through the large intestines. The lymphatic system eliminates 1/3 or more of its waste through the colon. Waste from metabolism that enters the blood and lymph system are carried to the kidneys, skin, and colon to be eliminated. Diets high in fat, sugar, and excessive red meat consumption, more than 18 ounces a week, may increase your risk of colon cancer. Smoking, obesity, and excessive alcohol consumption may also adversely affect your colon's health. The respiratory system / lungs. Your lungs act as one of the 4 major eliminative organs, which are the colon, the kidneys, the skin, and the lungs. The lungs are cone-shaped organs which allow oxygen, which is food, to be brought into the body and toxic gases to be eliminated via the lymphatic capillaries and vascular system by coughing and spitting mucus / phlegm that traps these toxins. The skin. The skin is the largest vital organ of the body. The jobs of the skin range from temperature control, protection, and elimination. The skin is also the largest eliminative organ you have and is sometimes referred to as the 3rd kidney. Your skin should be eliminating daily just as much as the lungs, kidneys, and bowels do. The elimination is in the form of mucus, toxins, and gases. I forgot to put in there sweat as well. As the body attempts to eliminate these toxins, you can experience dandruff, pimples, rashes, dermatitis, psoriasis, and skin cancer. Psoriasis and skin cancer being the most toxic and parasitically involved of all skin conditions. If you have any skin conditions from ordinary pimples to dermatitis to psoriasis, you must detoxify yourself. Fevers are one of the greatest tools the body uses to eliminate through the skin. Increasing the body's temperature increases perspiration, thus increasing the elimination of toxins, poisons, and mucus. This is why the body will produce cold and flu-like symptoms as a result of parasitic attacks, stimulation, or detoxification.